Good evening, everybody. Please, everybody, please mute your microphone. Everybody mute your microphone. Everybody mute your microphone, please. Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Balaji Gurunath, Chief Commercial Controller, Bangalore. So, Prabhakar sir, idira tavu? Prabhakar sir? Hello? Prabhakar sir, idira line alli? Sir, good evening. Sir, idira idರಲ್ಲಿ?
ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
Right.
Very good. ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ.
Yes sir, we will start. Good evening, everybody. We are very pleased to have our host for the day, Shri K.L. Prabhakar Rao sir. He is a very esteemed TI from Southwestern Railway, Bangalore, and now he is a practicing lawyer also. He has got wide range of wide knowledge on almost all the aspects of disciplinary and appeal rules of the Government of India. Today he will be taking the first of the many sessions on this important aspect. Every examination will have at least 5 or 6 questions minimum on D&AR or disciplinary and appeal rules. We think that DAR and conduct rules are always there to punish us. Unfortunately, that is a wrong thought. Disciplinary and appeal rules actually help genuine employees in getting about their work, day-to-day job, without facing problems either from the vigilance or from the audit or from anybody else. Remove every in a basket. If there are 10 apples, even one apple is bad, then the whole basket of apples will go bad. So,
ಹಲೋ,
help in removing the bad apples and make
am I audible, please?
Recording in progress.
will make the importance of the persons who are actually genuine workers. So, Prabhakar sir, very warm welcome to you and thank you very much for agreeing to host this session. Please take from here, sir. The show is yours. Please go ahead, sir. Thank you, sir. Stadium, sir. Prabhakar sir, are you tagodi sir, start ಮಾಡಿ sir.
इंग्लिश वालों को बोल दो कल कि जनवरी में जो देश बढ़ेगा वो उनका रहेगी तो कल जनवरी
ये कहाँ गया ना
ये ड्रॉप तैयार है ना तो है ना आपका भी हो
ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
Sir, start ಮಾಡಿ.
पूरा समझ रहे तो बेसिकली तो
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದೆ, ಯಾರು ನೋ ರಿಪ್ಲೈ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಕಮ್.
You start, sir. I will able to hear you. Start, sir.
ಸೊ ಹಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಓಕೆ ರೈಟ್.
ये बिहार में कब उसी के टाइम लगा तो ये
अच्छा, very good evening to everyone. At the outset,
गुड
I must
इवनिंग
be very
सर.
thankful to Mr. Balaji sir for arranging this class rather.
Namaste, sir.
Now, this D&AR is very important topic for each and every railway employee. So before I could start, I wanted to know from you all whether you would like to have an interaction, or simply I will be telling at the end of the session you are permitted to ask any number of questions. Which one would like to have? Can anybody tell? Can any one of you?
So, sir is asked.
Okay, I will go ahead with the this thing lecture type. Now, all of you are aspiring either for ACM, AOM, or APO. So one of the important question which will be asked in all the examinations is, what are the minor and major penalties and how to impose major penalties? This is the question which is compulsorily asked in the questions. Of course, now it is asked in a CBT type, so objective type questions. So majority of the questions are covered in this topic only. Okay. Now, regarding the penalties are concerned, there are two types of penalties in D&AR. Those two types of penalties are discussed in rule number 6 rule number 6 of D&AR. Firstly, the minor penalties. The minor penalties are censure. First and foremost penalty is censure. Second penalty is withholding of the promotion for a specific period. Third penalty is recovery of the loss, pecuniary loss caused by the charged employee due to his negligence, due to his irresponsibility. Then 3 again divided into 2 parts. That is withholding of PAS, PTO, or both. PAS, PTO, or both. Further, reduction in stage. There are two things, stage and grade. Stage means only one increment. Grade means that grade itself is different. You know, all of you, that 42 grade, 46 grade, 48 grade, like that. Here, stage means only one increment. Reduction in one stage. Please underline only one stage. Reduction in one stage for a period of not exceeding 3 years is the new penalty which was introduced into these minor penalties during 1990. Before that, this penalty was not available. Then last penalty in the minor penalties list is withholding of annual increment. Withholding of annual increment with a specific period in time scale of pay with a specific period, not adversely affecting the pensionary benefits. These minor penalties, any penalty you take, those minor penalties should not affect the pensionary benefit adversely. These are the 4 minor penalties. In addition to these 4 minor penalties, there are another 4 major penalties also. These other major penalties are reduction in stage or grade. Stage or grade. Stage itself. Here the minor penalty says one stage for not exceeding 3 years. And without affecting the pensionary benefits adversely. Here in the major penalty, when it comes, it is reduction in stage without exceeding 3 years. Reduction in stage exceeding 3 years, and it may affect the pensionary benefit adversely. That is one penalty. Then reduction in stage. Grade also. Stage over, then grade. So reduction in grade also they can impose, but there must be a specific period for so many. Your grade has been, you have been downgraded from 42 grade to 40 2800 grade pay for so and so this thing for so and so period, so many for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, something like that. So that is one of the penalty, and it may affect the pension benefits adversely, and the penalty may be with cumulative effect or without cumulative effect also. Then next one is withholding of annual increment. There, withholding of annual increment in the minor penalties should not exceed more than 3 years. Here, withholding of annual increment for more than 3 years also can be given, and it may also be either cumulative or non-cumulative also. So that is the one penalty. And then still stiffer penalties are there. That is compulsory retirement, then removal from service, lastly dismissal from service. So these are the major penalties. So totally there are eight penalties. So these 8 penalties are summed up in rule number 6. So the difference between removal and dismissal is removed employee may be taken back again for duty in some other state government or central government or quasi-government, whereas a dismissed employee is not eligible for reappointment in any state, central or quasi-government employment. This is the difference between the removal from service or compulsory from retirement and then this dismissal. These are the major and minor penalties which are enshrined in rule number 6 of D and AR. Okay, this is one part. And the second part, and which is more important part, is how to impose these penalties on an employee. How to impose these penalties on an employee. Here, first I will sum up regarding the minor penalties. To impose minor penalty, a charge sheet should be given. That is, allegations has to be raised in form number 11, and a charge of imputation has to be very clear. The rule violated has to be mentioned in the charge memorandum. Then the DA has to sign in his own name and designation, conveying that while working at so-and-so place, on so-and-so date, at so-and-so time, you have committed so-and-so mistake, duly violating rule number so-and-so. The violation of this rule number so-and-so has led to the contravention of conduct rule number so-and-so. Normally, the conduct rule number which is shown is 3/1/1, 3/1/2, and 3/1/3. Here, just I will explain these 3 rules also. What is 3/1/1? 3/1/1 is nothing but integrity. If you commit any mistake, if you take some money or something like that in your during your duty while discharging your duties, that is called as integrity. Your integrity is tested. So then 3/1/2 is devotion to duty. Then you have violated. That means the rule says you should be devoted while on duty. If you commit any mistake, they will definitely charge you because of lack of devotion. This has happened. Then 3/1/3 is that one you have become unbecoming of a railway servant. This is 3/1/3. So these 3 rules normally they will quote. Normally this 3/1/1 will not be used in SF11 because this is about integrity. If question of integrity comes, then definitely they should give only SF5 only, not SF11. Okay, these are the things. This is the charge. So then when you receive a charge memorandum like that, you will be given 10 days time to give reply. 10 days time to give reply. To give 10 days time to give reply. So this 10 days time from when? 10 days time from the day you acknowledge the charge memorandum. 10 days time is not from the date of signing of the charge sheet. 10 days time from the date of acknowledgement. From the date of acknowledgement. Here again, one more factor which has to be cleared is 10 clear days. What is this 10 cleared days? That means the date of acknowledging, the date when you receive the charge sheet, and the date when you submit your reply to be eliminated from these 2 days. That means in between 10 days must be there. So date of receipt of the charge memorandum and the day when you are submitting the reply to charge memorandum to be excluded from this 10 days. So this is called 10 days. 10 clear days time to be given to impose, to give reply to the charge memorandum. This is one.
Sir, no audio, please.
Mute, sir.
Hello.
Mute, sir.
On receipt of the charge memorandum, what you have to do is you have to go through the charge memorandum clearly. You should read once, twice, or thrice till the time you understand it properly. See whether the rule what is violated is mentioned or not. Then, if such is the case, if they have not mentioned, you can say that it is not mentioned. Rule is not mentioned. Otherwise, you can give reply. The charge sheet is vague. Charge sheet is vague, and it cannot be replied for so and so reason. Otherwise, if everything is correct, then you have to defend. You have to give proper reply to the charge memorandum. That's why reading of the charge sheet is very, very important. First, the rule violated is mentioned or not. If rule violated is mentioned, then you can say whether what the charge level is correct or not. So you can put up your defense accordingly. Then on going through the reply submitted by you, he will impose. He means who? DA will go through the reply. If he is satisfied with his reply, then he will give speaking order stating that your explanation is not accepted for the following reasons. And then you are held guilty of the charges leveled against you. And I am going to impose so-and-so penalty is imposed against you. And copy of the penalty order. In other words, it is called as NIP, Notice of Imposing Penalty, NIP. NIP will be given to you. Then on receipt of the NIP, what you have to do, you have to go through if everything is correct. If you want, if you are aggrieved by this penalty, you will be given 45 days time to submit your appeal against the penalty order. In this, again, what you have to see is to whom you have to appeal this thing. They have mentioned as per rule number 18 and 19, you are supposed to submit your appeal to so and so. This appeal should not contain any abusive language. And a copy of the appeal should be made available to the DA. Normally, many people, what they do, only one copy they will give and close the chapter. It is not like that. 2 copies of the appeal should be given. Then 1 copy they will retain, and with the para-wise remarks of DA, they will put up to AA. That is appellate authority. DA means disciplinary authority. AA means appellate authority. Appellate authority, on going through, he got as per rule number 20 and 21, he has some powers. What are the powers he has? He can reduce the penalty on going through your appeal. If he feels some injustice is done to you, he can reduce the penalty, confirm the penalty, and he can set aside, quash the penalty, and he can enhance the penalty also. But only one difference. For enhancing the penalty, he has to give a show cause notice, showing the cause. He will show the cause for enhancing the penalty from that penalty which is imposed to any one of the higher penalties of the minor penalty charge memorandum. Like that, he will give show cause notice and he will give 15 days time to you again. Within this 15 days time, again you have to submit your reply to that show cause notice. Why the penalty should not be enhanced and why it should be quashed. For that, you have to submit a clear-cut reply. Then that AA will take action accordingly. So there, the AA chapter will be closed. That the AA's processing will be stopped. If you are not satisfied with the appeal advice, the advice which is coming from the appellate authority is called as appeal advice. If you are not satisfied with the appeal advice, what you can do, again you can submit your revision petition to RA, Revisionary Authority. Then Revisionary Authority also has the same power as that of the AA. He can also set aside the penalty, he can reduce the penalty, he can confirm the penalty, he can increase the penalty. Whereas if he has to increase the penalty, again he has to give a show cause notice stating that this penalty, whatever is imposed by so and so, is not sufficient for the misconduct committed by you. Therefore, I would like to enhance the penalty, any one penalty of the other than this penalty, whatever is imposed. That may higher penalties, whatever available in the SF, available for minor penalties. Then again you have to give reply to that show cause notice. Then, considering your reply, he will decide whether to drop, quash, enhance, or set aside, and accordingly, that minor penalty charge sheet proceedings will come to an end. Even after that, if you are not satisfied, let's go. If even after that, if you are not satisfied with the appellate or revision authority's decision, then you are permitted to go to CAT, or if you feel, you can submit mercy petition to GM. You can submit a mercy petition to GM stating that so and so thing has happened. Yeah, even though I have not committed any mistake, so and so penalty is imposed. Like that, you can submit. But instead of going to GM, going to CAT is always advisable. So this is how the minor penalty, this is what regarding the imposition of the minor penalties. Any doubt? Okay, I will go to major penalties. Then how to impose major penalty? Here, before imposing any major penalty, first fact-finding inquiry will be conducted. Fact-finding inquiry. In legal terminology, they say this is preliminary inquiry. But in our railway, this thing, they say fact-finding inquiry. Sorry, fact-finding inquiry. This fact-finding inquiry, one committee will be there, fact-finding officer will be there. He will find out the fact. Somebody, say for example, somebody has given a complaint. The complaint, whether the complaint is genuine or not, first it has to be found out. Then after finding out the fact, then along with the material evidence, whatever he has collected during the fact-finding inquiry, and the statement from whom he has obtained, based on those statements and based on the material whatever he has collected, he will prepare a rough charge memorandum and his report and put up to the DA, stating that so and so thing happened. If everything is correct, he say all these things are correct. Otherwise, he say this is not correct. If it is not correct, you will not get charge sheet. If it is correct, you will get charge sheet. So before framing the major penalty charge memorandum, always it is good for DA to conduct fact-finding inquiry and then frame the charge memorandum. Okay, this is how basis to find to frame the charge memorandum. Then this major penalty charge memorandum will consists of 4 annexes. Major penalty charge memorandum consists of 4 annexures. Now, annexure number 1 is the articles of charge. Annexure number 1 is the articles of the charge. Annexure number 2 is the statement of imputation or statement of misconduct committed by the charged employee. Annexure number 3, this documents, listed documents based on which the statement of imputation is prepared. So some documents you might have collected in the during the fact-finding inquiry. Those documents are listed in Annexure 3 of the charge memorandum. Then Annexure 4 is the listed witnesses. Here, who are all the listed witnesses whose statements are taken during the course of fact-finding inquiry? Those people, those who have tendered their statements, those statements which are appearing in the Annexure 3, they will become listed witnesses. In otherwise, they are called as prosecution witnesses also. As long as they are in the charge memorandum, they are called as listed witnesses. So Annexure 4 will contain listed names of the listed witnesses based on the depositions of whom the charges are going to be sustained. This is the format of the charge memorandum. Then 10 days time will be given to the employee to give reply to the charge memorandum. See, one thing I will tell you, timeline of I will tell you. For giving a reply either to the SF11 or to the SF5, 10 days time is given. For submitting appeal either to the SF penalty imposed for SF11 or to the penalty imposed for SF5, 15 days time is given. Then again to submit revision petition either to the SF11 or to this SF5, 45 days time is given. Then what you have to remember? 10, 45 days for penalties are concerned. Then whenever this IO report is submitted and this IO report reaches the employee, for that 15 days time is given. For submitting reply to the representation to the IO report, 15 days time. To submit either appeal or revision petition, 45 days time. To submit reply explanation to charge memorandum either to the SF11 or SF5, 10 days. These are the time limits whatever prescribed in the D&AR rules. Okay, then we will come back to our position. So 10 days time will be given for imposing, for giving reply to the charge memorandum. Then excuse me. Sorry. So for after receiving the explanation from the charge from the CE, if explanation is not accepted, if CE is not accepting the charges, then it is mandatory. It is mandatory to DA to conduct a DAR inquiry. Say, for example, CE accepts the charges unconditionally. Unconditionally is accepting the charges. Then DA may go to take action based on his reply without conducting the inquiry, DR inquiry. See, here 1.1 logic I will tell you. What is the main purpose of conducting inquiry? The main purpose of conducting inquiry is that whether the charges leveled against him are correct or not, or to prove or not to prove. When charged employee himself is accepting the charges unconditionally, so there is no meaning in conducting the inquiry further. Therefore, DA can impose punishment. DA can impose punishment without conducting inquiry. Without conducting inquiry, whenever charged employee accepts the charges unconditionally. Okay, this point is there are some other conditions also when DA can impose, that I will tell as per rule number 14. After completion of this, I will tell that one. Rule number 14 also I will tell. Here, okay, the employee has submitted reply. Then DA has gone through the reply. Then C has not accepted the charges. Then DA has appointed the enquiry officer. Enquiry officer will be nominated through a forum called SF7, Standard Forum number 7. Standard Forum number 7, IO will be nominated. Here, one more case. If DA wants to conduct enquiry, he himself also can conduct the enquiry. Or he can nominate somebody to conduct the enquiry. Okay, this is the thing. So, say for example, DA has nominated the IO also. Then, if charges are very serious in nature and the documents which are required to be analyzed are huge in number, then DA may also nominate presenting officer called as PO, presenting officer. So presenting officer is nominated in the forum number SF8. SF8. Now here, how many forums have come? SF11 minor penalty, SF5 major penalty charge memorandum, then SF7 enquiry, then that enquiry officer, then SF8 presenting officer. These are the forums which have come. Before that, one more this point is there. When you get charge sheet, you are permitted to inspect the original file and to take the documents, whatever you require, duly giving a letter. So you are supposed to give a letter after getting a charge sheet. I wanted to inspect the original file to go to prepare for my defense. And also I may be permitted to take the photostat copies of the following documents, which if I require. Like that, you have to give a letter. Then, if such permission is not accepted by the DA, then he may reject that request. That rejection will be conveyed to the CE through SF6, Standard Forum number 6. This forum also you can note down. Rejection letter for inspection of the documents is communicated to the charged employee through SF6. So SF11 over, SF5 over, SF6 over, SF7 over, SF8 over. Here one more thing that also I will complete. SF9. What is this SF9? Now it is not in use. However, for your knowledge, I am telling, SF9 is nothing but the show cause notice. For any this thing, show cause notice, whatever they were giving, that they were giving in SF9. Now it is banned. Now it is not there. SF9 is nil. It is not available now in our railways. That is this thing. Okay. Now we will come back to our position. Then after nomination of IO and PO, case file will be given to the nominated IO. Case file will be given to the nominated IO. Then what are the duties here? See, many of you are in the senior supervisor levels and you might be conducting inquiries. From here only your part starts. You must be very, very careful. Immediately on receiving the case file, what you have to do is, you have to go through this file. Mr. Vinod Kumar, whatever question you have raised, I think you will get your answer here. So, here, IO has to go through the case file properly. Check up whether the rule violated is mentioned or not. Check up whether charges are correct or not. Check up the date and date of the incident and everything. If there are any lacunas, if there are any mistakes in the charge memorandum, as far as your knowledge is concerned, immediately you can bring to the knowledge of the DA. Sir, the event has happened on so-and-so date, as per the records. But the date mentioned in the charge memorandum is so-and-so. So this is incorrect. Then, if that reply goes to DA, that letter goes to DA, then DA can give a corrigendum, a correction memo to that charge memorandum. He can correct there. It is not after the inquiry or after the imposition of the penalty. So like that, Ms. Vidal Kumar, this is of answer for your question. So,
thank you, sir.
like
Thank you,
that,
sir.
so carjandam can be given, but at what stage it has to be given, that has to be analyzed. Whenever the case file is received by IO simply should not start the inquiry. IO should go through the case file properly. He has to go through whether Annexure 1 is there, Annexure 2 are there, Annexure 3 are there, Annexure 4 are there, and what are the documents available in Annexure 3 are attached or not. And acknowledgement of the charged employee for receiving the charge memorandum is available or not. He has to ensure that also. Without acknowledging how you are going to conduct inquiry. So that also you have to see acknowledgement must be there. And the reply given by the employee also should be there. Otherwise, there should be an endorsement. Charge employee has not given any reply. So you can go ahead with the inquiry like that. That order should be there. So noting page also should be there that employee has not submitted reply even after the lapse of 10 days or 15 days or 20 days. Therefore, it is decided to go ahead with the inquiry. That file noting will be there. Based on that, IO can go on conducting the inquiry. These are the things what an IO has to observe before starting the inquiry. Followed, all IOs who are conducting, just I am brushing up your knowledge. That's all. It does not mean that you don't know anything, but it is simply I'm brushing off your knowledge. I'm refreshing your knowledge. Okay. Then,
Sir,
after that, what
Sir,
IO
1
has
minute.
to do?
Sir, 1
He
minute,
has
sir.
to give a notice. Inquiry, DR inquiry notice.
Sir,
How is the DR inquiry notice will be? I have been appointed as an inquiry officer to conduct inquiry into the charges leveled against you via letter number so and so. Therefore, the preliminary inquiry is fixed to be conducted at so and so place, at so and so time. You are advised to attend the inquiry along with your defense, if any. Then kindly note that this is preliminary inquiry only. Therefore, no listed witnesses will be called for examination. You may acknowledge this notice, and you are supposed to attend inquiry without fail along with your defense, if any. In case if you are not attending the inquiry at the nominated venue and date, then ex parte decision will be taken. This
Sir.
must be the
Sir.
content of the inquiry notice.
Sir, 1
Like
minute.
this, you have to
Sir.
prepare a note, and then PO also you have to give.
Sir.
PO also not required. PO, of course, you can call PO because it is only listing of the document. These are the things what you can do. But
Sir.
no listed witness will be called for preliminary inquiry. In so many cases, I don't want to name the so-called big officer. He has retired as a JA grade officer. He has conducted an inquiry. I was defense helper. Then he called listed witness also. It was a vigilance case. He called listed witness, and listed witness also was called and allowed to sit in the inquiry room. And his signature also was taken. I never object because my intention is to see that IO commits as many mistakes as possible so that I can write beautifully put up against the IO. Beautifully put up IO. So therefore, sir, sir.
Sir, actually this Zoom meeting is getting over. We will rejoin in the same link, sir, because mine is actually only 40 minutes. We will rejoin in the same link, sir. Please advise that.
Okay, no issues. So therefore, I allowed him. So he has committed. He has taken his signature also, my signature also. Then while giving defense brief and also while representing the IO's report, I have clearly
Recording
brought out
stopped.
that IO does not know how to conduct inquiry. Same word I have used. I have that copy, what I have written. IO does not know how to conduct inquiry. He has called the listed witness in the preliminary inquiry to
സൂമിന് മീറ്റിംഗ് ഇതിന് നമ്മൾ പൈസ
ಸರ್
ಅಡക്കണം.
ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ಸರ್
ನನ್ನ-
40 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದು
ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್
ಇವತ್ತು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ಸರ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್.
ಸೂಮ್
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಸರ್.
₹1,00,000.
Welcome back, friends.
Welcome, sir.
Now
Yes,
I
sir,
was
please,
telling
sir.
that regarding inquiry, no. I have recorded in my representation to IO report and also defense brief, I have clearly spelled out that IO does not know how to conduct inquiry. IO does not know how to conduct inquiry for the reason that he has called the listed witness during the preliminary inquiry and he has taken his signature also. Actually, as per rule, inquiry should be conducted in camera. Rule says inquiry should be conducted in camera. Camera means the room where the concerned people only will be available, not unconcerned people. As far as preliminary inquiry is concerned, concerned people are IO, charge employee, defense helper, if any. These three people only are concerned people for preliminary inquiry. If any fourth man is there, that man is not actually permitted. Then it is nothing but the violation of the D&ER rules. Then the particular gentleman has called me, why you have written, you could have told me, you could have objected like that. Sir, why I should object? I am defending the employee. I am allowing the IO to conduct any number of mistakes so that I will take benefit of that. So like that, I told him, okay, he has accepted and gone. Of course, he got minor penalty. That's one part. Okay. Then he will give notice. He will conduct the inquiry, preliminary inquiry. During preliminary inquiry, only a limited questions will be asked. Please note the would-be IOs or the present IOs. Limited questions only will be asked in the preliminary inquiry. If you want, you can take down. Question number 1. Please introduce yourself or what is your name? Like that you have to ask. Take the answer. Then, did you receive, or you say how many years of service you are put in? And did you receive the charge memorandum number so and so? Okay. Then, have you understood the charges leveled against you? If the employee says, yes, I have understood the charges leveled against me, then you need not do anything. If he says, I have not understood the charges leveled against me, then it is your duty to explain the charges to him. Then how do you explain? Not simply orally, you have to record it. See, articles of charge number, as per the articles of charge, annexure 1, the charge number 1 is so and so, you have to explain him. Charge number 2, so and so, you have to explain him and record it in the inquiry proceedings also. Like that, you have to explain the articles of charge, annexure 1 and annexure 2 also, statement of imputation also, you have to explain. After explaining, now once again you have to put one question. I have explained to you the charges leveled against you and also the statement of imputation. Now you say whether you have understood or not. First of all, we should make a charged employee to understand the charges. That is the main motive. So if he says, yes, I have understood, then okay, further you go ahead. Then do you want any documents other than those listed in the annexure 3 to defend your case? If he says yes, then he has to give the list of the documents, whatever he wants along with the relevancy. along with the relevancy. The document, whatever is asking, it must be relevant to the charges leveled against him. So therefore, what he has to do, you have to make a table, serial number 1, then the document number 1, so-and-so document, and how it is relevant to the charge sheet, another column. These columns you have to make and take down one after the other. First document, so-and-so document, relevancy so-and-so. Like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever documents he gives, that you take. And after taking that, you have to give a ruling whether that is permitted or not. You have to assess whether the document, whatever is asked, it is correct or not, it is relevant or not. If it is relevant, if the document, whatever is asked, is relevant to the charges leveled against him to prove his innocence, then it has to be permitted.
चेंज कर लो कैसे कर तू सोया पड़ा है सोया पड़ा है
You are mute, sir. Prabhakar sir, you are
लेटा
mute.
मतलब किसका
Sir, no audio, sir.
Audio, sir.
है ना ठंडे हो गए थक गया होगा
No
तो
audio, sir.
Not able to hear, sir. Please, other people, please unmute your mic,
Sir,
please.
you are mute, sir.
Disturbing, please.
Prabhakar sir, no audio.
Yes.
Sir, mute louder, sir. Mute ऐसे.
नमक कौन डाला होगा ना सर
The speaker has muted
Prabhakar
his
sir,
mic.
no audio. Others please mute.
Other, please
ఇప్పుడు సార్
mute your mic. It's been
హలో
disturbing.
వస్తుందా?
Yes, sir.
Yes, now
Sir,
you are
ఇప్పుడు
audible.
వస్తుంది.
sir.
ఇప్పుడు వస్తుంది, sir.
After taking the relevancy, if the document is relevant, you have to give ruling that whatever document mentioned by you is relevant, and the custodian also so and so. So all efforts will be made to procure the document, and it will be supplied to you. Like that, you have to make and give ruling. And then after giving
Can't hear
ruling,
you,
what
sir.
you have to do? Say, for example, if senior
Sir,
DPO is the
kindly start
custodian of
with
the
the
document,
table. Kindly
then
restart
that
the
rule
table.
number 9, 15 and 16 you read, it will be available. Rule number 9 bar 15 and 16. Then there you have to make out a letter to senior DPO and stating that so and so document is available with you. So and so has requested for the supply of this document which is relevant to prove his innocence. Innocence. Therefore, you may supply directly to the DA, I mean a CE, a copy of this within 3 days from the receipt of this letter with a copy to this office, or you may give to him, give to senior DA, so that I'll procure and supply. Like that, you have to make out one letter and give to that particular custodian. So that's the one way. Here I would like to give one example, my experience in one of the cases of regarding SC/ST case. So senior DPO, based on the senior DPO's letter, one charge sheet was issued to one pointsman for procuring a job, duly producing a false SC/ST certificate. He submitted one document which is available to the senior DPO. Sir, I want this particular document. The relevancy is this. Then I wrote a letter to senior DPO. So and so document is available with you, which is required in the inquiry. It is more relevant to prove his innocence. So kindly supply this copy, like that. So DPO was Asghar Ali Khan. He expired, he is no more at that time. So he told, he kept quiet for some time. I gave one more reminder, kept quiet. Then I went, met personally DPO. Then I told, sir, like this. So I should give him a copy. No, Kododilla re. Kododilla heli avanage. So it will not work. Kododilla means you give it in writing. So I will put the same thing in the inquiry proceedings. So I will go ahead with the inquiry. He has not given. That letter also we cannot give. He has not given that letter. Ultimately, what has happened? He has given a letter stating that withdraw the charge memorandum given. without any prejudice for further action, like that he has given on letter CNDQ. Based on that, we have withdrawn the charge memorandum, whatever given to the employee. In the middle of the inquiry, we have withdrawn the charge memorandum. And then ultimately he has gone ahead without any this thing. He retired also without any punishment, without any charge also he has gone. Like that. So what we have to do, as soon as the employee represents to you that he wants so-and-so document, which is available with so-and-so to prove his innocence, if you feel it is relevant, again, I am pressing, IO should feel that the document is relevant to his charges. Then only you can permit. Otherwise, you are the sole authority. You got the powers to refuse the document also. You can refuse also. If it is not found relevant, you can straight away refuse. If it is found relevant, then you can get it. These are the things what IO has to bear in mind. Then he has gone. That is over. That thing over. Like that. So all documents, whatever is asked, you see whether it is relevant or not. If relevant, kindly permit it. You give all reasonable opportunities to the employee to come out from the charges. Not even a single opportunity you deny. You give all opportunities. You give some more opportunity also, no problem. But don't deny any opportunity for your kind information. We have to give all opportunity to the charge employee to come out from the charges. That's the main intention of this clause also. Okay, then further, after that, you ask him, any witnesses to be called? This is regarding the documents. Any witnesses to be called to defend your case? Then that also, he has to give relevancy. So-and-so witness was available when so-and-so incident happened. If he is called, then I will be helpful. It will be helpful for me. Like that, he has to give relevancy. If you feel relevant, record it and call him. And here, one more thing I am telling. You need not take DA's permission to call that particular person. Here, I will tell you, IO is equal to the magistrate. You will have all magisterial powers except punishing. Magisterial powers regarding calling of the documents, regarding calling of witnesses, or fixing the date of inquiry. You have all powers. You can straight away issue a notice. So and so, you are required to attend so-and-so inquiry on so-and-so date, you can call. And a copy to his boss also, you can, controlling officer also, you can give to relieve it. Like that, you can take, you don't take anybody's permission. DA has given charge sheet, I should write to DA, I should get his permission, that and all, nothing doing. You straight away, you can call. So record this thing, call him and give him the opportunity to examine him. Here, two things I will tell you. Whatever the documents marked in the listed Annexure 3, they are called as prosecution documents. And whatever documents he is asking and producing, they are called as defense documents. That's what I will come. I will come again. So whatever witnesses he is calling, they are called defense witnesses. And whatever witnesses we have mentioned in the Annexure 4, they are called as prosecution witnesses, PW. DW and PW. PW stands for prosecution witness. DW stands for defense witness. That I will come again. So like this, he will give, you have to record. Further, after giving opportunity to call these things, say for example, many of the IOs, many of the defense, what they do, they will tactically, they will say, as of now, I don't have any documents to be called for, but I will reserve my right to call the documents whenever I require. Whenever I require, if I feel that document is required, I may be permitted to call at that time. That right they reserve, and they will give answer like that. This is very helpful to defense helper also, who is going to defend. Simply you say that I don't want to any documents. Don't say never. If you are not asking also, no problem. But don't say that I don't want any document. I don't want to call any witness. That also don't say. So I will reserve that right of calling the witness or document whenever required. If necessary comes, I will call them. At that time, you may permit. That rule, that submission you give and close. Don't say that I don't want to call any witness, I don't want to call any document. Like this, you have to give your answer. That CE has to give answer like that, and then same can be recorded. And then after this, see, we have taken the this thing, we have analyzed already whether he knows the answer, understood the charges or not, whether he has given reply to the charges or not, and any other documents required or not. Further, do you accept the charges leveled against you? After this, you ask him whether do you accept the charges leveled against you. Here the question is this thing. He has to answer this thing. If he says, I accept the charges unconditionally, then with this preliminary inquiry, you can close the case. If he says that I am accepting the charges unconditionally, then with the preliminary inquiry itself, you can close the case. Otherwise, no. Normally, they will not accept. So, no, I don't accept the charges. You don't ask why and all. Why don't you accept that and all? You should not ask. You take answer. No, I am not accepting. Okay, right, accepted. Then this vigilance inquiry officers and all, now they started asking one more question. Do you have any doubt on my bona fideness being the IO? That question they will ask. Actually, this question is not correct and it should not be asked. Anyway, tomorrow at the later stage, they say IO is biased. To escape from that, what these people say, do you have any doubt regarding my bona fideness? That they will ask. Then normally they say no. Now, for defense self-first, I am telling you that answer, while giving answer to that question, at present, up till now, I have no doubt. In future, I don't know what is going to happen. The way you going to put questions and all, I don't know. But as of now, till now, no doubt. Like that, you have to give answer. Defense helpers, you have to give answer like that. Don't say that no doubt and all. Don't clear check. Don't give to any IO. You say as of now, no doubt. But in future, what is going to happen? That I cannot tell. Like that, you have to give answer. Then after that, do you want to say anything more regarding this? Then normally they say I'm innocent or something. Like somebody said, no, I don't want to say. Then one more thing you can ask, when can we conduct inquiry, regular inquiry? You give option to him. Let him give his date only. When can we give? If you want to ask, otherwise also don't ask. So if you are asking, it is better. Then with this, preliminary inquiry will be completed. Then you have to say, you have to write at the bottom of the page, the contents of the inquiry explained in his vernacular. This sentence should be there. In his vernacular. Vernacular means his language. So in Kannada, Hindi, English, whatever that language, Telugu, explained to him. And he understood by him. Like that, you write one sentence within brackets, and then below that, you take signatures. Attended, everything so-and-so attended, their signatures, name, designation you put, and take signature. Since it is preliminary inquiry, they will have IO, defense helper, C. These three people will be there. You write their names and take. And here one more thing, what is this thing? All questions to be consecutively throughout the inquiry, right from the beginning till the inquiry, completion of the inquiry, question numbers must be consecutively marked. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. For example, first sitting 1 to 10, second sitting 1 to 10, or like that you should not write. Once if you started with question number 1, it should end with the last number only. Don't in between, don't cut and again start from 1. This is the major mistake what many IOs have done and doing also. So that's why you are telling, so don't do that. You continuously write the examination. This is about the preliminary inquiry. See, the main purpose of setting up the preliminary inquiry is to make the CE to understand the charges and to know that whether he has received the charge sheet, to know that he has received the all attachments, that is Annex 3, as per Annex 3, all documents, whether he has received or not. After knowing this, after understanding the charges, then they will fix a platform for regular inquiry. This is the main purpose of conducting the preliminary inquiry. By this, preliminary inquiry will be completed. Then on completion of the preliminary inquiry, we have to write one more thing. Many will not write. We have to write one more thing. DOS, Daily Order Sheet. It is most essential. daily order sheet, DOS. Whatever has happened on that particular day, you have to make one more letter. So inquiry started at so time. So many people are present, and so many questions were asked. Question regarding charge sheet was put. So charge employee accepted that he has received the charge sheet and understood the charge sheet. The content of the charge sheet were explained to the CE. He has understood the charge sheet. And regarding documents, we asked, he told that he will seek at the next hearing or whenever you want during the course of inquiry. This you have to put and complete, take the signature. This is the called as DOS, daily order sheet. This is called as preliminary inquiry. This part is called as preliminary inquiry. Okay. Now, if you have any doubt regarding this preliminary inquiry, then afterwards you can ask. You can note down and ask. Next, we will come to regular inquiry. Next, we will come to regular inquiry. Here, regular inquiry, you have to call witnesses also. Preliminary inquiry, witnesses are not required. Whether regular inquiry, you have to call witnesses. So they say, for example, there are so many witnesses will be there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have to assess how many witnesses you can examine in one particular day. Or if you are continuously keeping the inquiry for 2 days or 3 days, you divide. For first day, how many you are calling. Second day, how many you are calling. Third day, how many you are calling. Accordingly, you prepare again notice. Then again in this notice, you have to say, I have been appointed as IO to conduct inquiry in the charges against you, and regular inquiry in this case is fixed to be conducted on so and so date. Then you are required to attend the inquiry along with your defense, and so and so date without fail. So this is the thing. And then copy to the listed witness whom you are going to call. Say, for example, A, so-and-so station, and he has to attend like that. You have to copy to so-and-so to attend inquiry on so-and-so date. And copy to his boss, that A's boss. So say, for example, Bangalore city you are taking. Then SMR Bangalore to relieve so-and-so to attend inquiry, copy to him. One copy to you have to give him also. And then whatever proceeding inquiry notices, each and every notice should be marked to DA. DA you have to give one copy. Preliminary inquiry copy you have to give. Regular inquiry copy also, whenever you are calling, you have to give. Here one more point what I have forgotten is, you have to ask in preliminary inquiry, you have to ask one more question. Would you like, if he has already recommended the defense helper, then you can agree. Otherwise, would you like to defend your case yourself, or would you like to have assistance of a railway employee to defend your case? That question to be asked. Okay. Then if he says, yes, I already have nominated, okay, no problem. Otherwise, you can give time to nominate him, 10 days or 15 days, whatever you ask, you can give him. And then one more thing here, previously, what was happening, DA was approving the nomination of a defense helper. DA was approving. Now it is not the DA. It is IO himself can approve the nomination. IO, you are the inquiry officer. You yourself can approve the nomination of a defense. So thing is, he has to give a defense nomination in the prescribed form, what is available there. There, what is happened? They say, in order of priority, 3 names to be given. A, first priority, B, second priority, 3, third priority. Like that, he has to mention A, 1, 2, 3, like that. If he has only one, he will say, I have only one priority. Priority number 1 is A, priority number 2 is A, priority number 3 also A, sir, I don't have any person. So that man only I want. Okay, accepted, no problem. Like that. But thing is, how many cases one defense can have at a given time? Previously, it was 3. Up to 3 cases, one DA can have, DH can have. So here, how to know the DH, how many cases he has? He has to declare. DH, while signing, he has to declare, I'm address and all. So he has to say, I have so many cases. Case number 1, number so-and-so. Case number 2, number so-and-so. Case number 3, so-and-so. Case number 3, case number 4. Now at present, one can have 5 cases. Kindly note down. DH can have 5 cases only. 5th case must be what he is handling, what he is giving. 6th case is not permitted. Only 5 cases include the present case what he is taking. That many cases only he should have at any given point of time. Okay. So otherwise, if 6th case is, you can say he is already having more than 5 cases, so he is not permitted. Finished. You can give ruling. IO's ruling in the inquiry proceedings does not have any appeal. It cannot be appealable. IO's ruling, there are rule number is there. Rule number 18 and 19 is there. 18 and 17 is there. What are the cases? IO can, appeals can be raised, and under what are the cases? No appeal. Here, IO ruling, no appeal. Kindly remember the short question they may ask. IO ruling has no appeal. You cannot appeal against the IO ruling. So he can give ruling. The CE, defense whom you have nominated is having more than 5 cases as per the record given by you. Therefore, he is not permitted. You kindly bring another, search for another defense. Like that, he has to give this thing. So thereby, so that will be closed, and then he will bring the other defense. If only he is having a 5th case, including that, you can permit him. You can permit him. One more thing. Previously, the defense helper must be from the same railway. Defense helper must be from the same railway. In the sense, Southwestern Railway, not other Southern Railway. Now it is permitted. Recently a circular has come. Now it is permitted. Anybody can come and defend. Any railway employee can defend. Only railway employee I am telling. And here one more thing. Retired employee means how he is retired. Removed employees are not permitted. Dismissed employees are not permitted. Ex-employee means removed and dismissed employees are not permitted to defend the case. Only compulsory retired employees can defend. Removed and dismissed employees are not permitted to defend. This is very important as far as IO is concerned. While approving, he has to say, he has to obtain whether he has been removed or retired or VR, removed, retired, compulsory retired or dismissed. If he is removed and dismissed, he is not permitted. You can pass. So-and-so employee has been removed from service. Therefore, he is not permitted to defend the case. So-and-so employee is dismissed from service. So-and-so he is not permitted. Like that, you have to write. IO has to write and disallow that nomination. Okay. These are the things. Then further, what has this thing? No. So after that inquiry, conducting inquiry, regular inquiry. So you have to give a notice to the IO. You have given notice to the charged employee, notice to the listed witness, notice to the PO, presenting officer. I already told who is presenting officer. PO is nominated in SF 8. A little bit of presenting officer also I'll tell you. Presenting officer is one who presents the case. Who presents the case to the IO. So-and-so document, you will tell. All listed documents and all he will present. Just like, you see, assume the court scene. Assume the court scene in the films and all. Judge will be sitting in the judge seat. That is, IO will be judge. Then, charged employee, assume charged employee is in that katakata. Then, the PO, prosecution lawyer, that government lawyer is the PO. Then, our defense lawyer, that is defense helper, is the defense lawyer. Like this, you assume, you will understand beautifully. Okay. Then he will present the case. Sir, so-and-so day, he has done so-and-so thing. This is the document. This is the pen. Then questions will be asked by him. IO will simply observing. He will not do anything. He will not interfere. I will tell you when IO will interfere. So he will not simply whatever is there, he will be recording and doing that. That's all. This PO will be putting questions and taking the answers. And IO defense, if PO, here one more thing, very important thing. Leading question should not be asked. Leading a question. Kindly note that leading a question should not be asked during the proceedings. Then what is the leading question? How to find out whether the question is leading or not? That's also important point here. Here, leading question means, say for example, at 10 o'clock you were there, no? He is asking. At 10 o'clock, 10 hours, you were there, no? Like that he will ask. That means you are giving the timing. At 10 o'clock you were there. So he will understand it. Yes, I was at 10 o'clock. That means your question itself is leading to the answer. Okay, that such leading question should not be asked. If any such leading question is asked by PO, immediately defense has to come up and tell, my lord, sir, idu leading question. That question I am objecting for this question. So you should not ask. So then that question will be struck down by the IO. He says, yes, this thing defense helper is correct. It is a leading question. You are not supposed to put such questions. Like that, he will delete the question. He will not record that question. Okay, understood? So such questions. So therefore, while PO, while answering, while putting questions, so defense helper must be very, very careful. He must be very careful. He should be observing all these things and then say that these such questions you are not asked. Then after examination of the question number, listed witness number 1, after the examination of the listed witness number 1, then cross-examination. Here, rule number 9/17. You underline this rule 9/17. Here, what this rule says, all listed witnesses has to be examined. Listed witnesses have to be examined and an opportunity to be given to the charged employee to cross-examine the witnesses. These are the things. Examination and cross-examination of the listed witness is rule number 9/17. Rule number 9 within brackets 17. So there, on completion of the examination by prosecution witness or IO, if there is no PO, if there is no PO, IO himself will examine it. So when after the completion of the examination of the charged employee, an opportunity has to be given to the charged employee to examine the listed witness. On completion of the examination of the listed witness, either by IO or by PO, an opportunity has to be given to the charged employee to cross-examine the listed witness number 1. That is the rule. So then you can cross-examine. Here, one different. CE can put leading questions. IO or PO should not put leading questions. CE can put leading questions. Okay, you note this point. Leading questions ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಬಹುದಲ್ಲ, ನಾವ್ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ? ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Only restriction is there only to the IO and PO, not for charged employee. Charged employee can put leading questions and he can extract the truth. He can extract the truth. He is permitted to extract the truth by putting leading questions. So whatever questions you want, you put, but relevant to the subject. Relevant to the subject and relevant to the charges leveled against you and relevant to the answers given by him. So whatever answers given by him, that only. Now at this juncture, if you want to introduce any document and ask questions, you can do that also. See, kindly peruse this document and say what is written. Say for example, leave letter. You have given leave letter. It is acknowledged also. Then he says that prosecution witness SMR says that he has not given any letter. At that time, you can produce. He has already deposed. He has not asked any leave. Then at that time, you can produce. Kindly peruse this document and say whether I have requested for leave or not. So the document shows that because his signature will be there, acknowledgement. So he has to accept. You will win the case. Such documents you have to preserve. And you should produce while cross-examination and take the answers from him so that it will be better to bring up the, save the employee. Okay, like this. Here I am giving tips to defense helper also. IO and defense helper, both I am giving. Okay, so like that you can examine the one witness. like this examination and cross-examination. Then after cross-examination, if IO gets any doubt during the cross-examination or after the examination, if IO gets any doubt, he can put clarificatory questions. IO can put clarification questions to listed witness and get clarification. That's one thing. So that you should not call as a cross-examination. That you have to put clarificatory questions. Then you can clarify the doubt whatever he has to assess the truth. That is the thing. Then on completion of this examination and cross-examination, if IO or PO wants to examine again that listed witness, he can say re-examination of the listed witness number so and so. Like that, he can re-exam. Re-examination on what topic? Re-examination on the cross-examination only. During the cross-examination, he might have told so many things. Regarding those, the answers whatever given during the cross-examination, in that only has to ask questions, not new questions. Only in that cross-examination point only he has to take and ask questions. That is called as re-examination. After re-examination, then CE can re-cross-exam. What is the re-cross-examination? Whatever answers given in the re-examination, regarding that only he can ask re-examination, re-cross-exam the charged employee. Like this, examination, cross-examination, re-cross-examination, re-examination, and re-cross-examination. This for one particular listed witness is available. He will be done like this. So thereby the examination, cross-examination, and re-examination, re-cross-examination of the one particular witness will be completed. Okay, then you have to write this above proceedings have been explained in his vernacular like that and complete that. If you are able to if you are called only one this thing, one will be completed. For each and every witness like that, you have to say in each and every paper also it is better. In each and every page has to be signed. Each and every page has to contain this this thing.
Sir.
Tell sir.
Sir, ಅದು 40 minutes ಆಯ್ತು ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದೇ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗೋಣ ಸರ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಒಂದು ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ ಸರ್, ಹಂಗೆ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ.
ಓಕೆ, ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್. Okay sir. Now since 40 minutes completed, we will have a little gap. So we will rejoin again. He will extend the link. Balaji will extend the link. So we will rejoin and we will come back. Okay, we will be discussing till it gets disconnected. So like that, what is happening? So examination, cross-examination, re-examination, re-cross-examination of one witness per day. If you have called that, that means you have to complete one by one like this. So one is completed, then you pass the remark that the contents have been explained in his vernacular and understood to be correct. Then take signature in all pages, and this phase also in all the signatures. Then that completes the one examination of the one witness, that is listed witness number 1. Second listed witness, again we have to call. Say for example, continuation of the inquiry proceedings, regular hearing. Then you say officials present and all. Then you write examination of a listed witness number 2. And same procedure, whatever you have followed number 1 witness, same procedure you have to follow. For all, one by one, you have to follow. Then thereby this examination and cross-examination of the all witnesses will be completed. So then this completes the prosecution case. Examination, that is from presentation of the case from the prosecution, that is PO, will be completed like that. Further, then defense case. Hitherto we have called all the listed witnesses only. So listed witnesses one by one called, examined, cross-examined, and re-examined, and re-cross-examined, and the prosecution case is completed. Then case is opened for a defense case. That means from our end, if you have any defense witnesses I have already asked, I want so and so as my defense witness. Then the defense witness has to be called one by one. Here only one difference. Welcome back. So we have completed the examination and the cross-examination of the prosecution witnesses. Then further, defense witnesses. So just like prosecution witnesses, we have to call all defense witnesses also one by one. The main difference between the defense witness and prosecution witness we have to notice here. Here, what is happening? In the prosecution witness, IO will examine the prosecution witness. IO or PO will examine the prosecution witness.
Sir, again you are muted. Prabhakar sir, you are muted. Prabhakar sir, no voice.
Sir, no voice.
Voice sir.
Sir, mute అయిపోయింది సార్, mute అయిపోయింది సార్.
Sir, Marde sir. Sorry, welcome back. It was muted. Here, what has happened? We have discussed about the listed witnesses. We have completed the examination of the prosecution case from the prosecution side. Now, case from the defense side starts. So, the main difference between the defense side and prosecution side is that in the prosecution side, IO or prosecution PO will examine the listed witness. Charged employee or defense helper will cross-examine the listed witness one by one. Whereas in the case of defense case, defense witness will be examined by the charged employee or defense helper and cross-examined by the prosecution witness or the IO. This is the only difference. That's why many defense witnesses, because people are under the understanding that impression that defense IO means he is administrative man. He will go and tell so many things to DCM or ACM or senior DCM, senior DOM or AOM like that, and we will get very bad name or we will be targeted. That impression they will have, so that they will not give correct answers, and they will sometimes they may depose against CE, though he is a defense helper and defense witness. During the course of examination, they may give answers which are against you. That's why we have to brush them properly. We should say that nothing is going to happen. After all, you are a witness. You tell whatever is there. Truth only you tell. But don't afraid and give false information. Like that, we have to tell him before itself. Because I have seen all these things. That's why I'm telling you. Like this, here also what will happen? First, defense witness will be called. Then witness will be examined either by the defense helper or by the charged employee. After examination, cross-examination will be done by the presenting officer or by the IO. Here also same thing. Then after that, defense charged employee can
यहाँ फोन
again
यहाँ बिछा
re-examine him. When he re-examines, cross-examination will be there from the administration side, that is IO or PO. In such a way, then they will complete. So on completion, again we have to write same thing. What is it that this thing explained in his vernacular and understood to be correct. Like that, you have to put on bracket and write name. Like this, one after the other. One after the other, all defense witnesses has to be called, examined and cross-examined and re-examined and re-cross-examined. Then defense case will be completed. Okay. Enquiry is preliminary inquiry, regular inquiry. In regular inquiry, prosecution side and defense side, two sides. Then on completion of this, defense side and this thing, one more examination will be there. One more part of the inquiry, that is called as general examination of the charged employee. General examination of the charged employee by IO, Chief Inquiry Officer. That means IO. Then in the general examination, what are the questions to be asked? This is more important. So many people, they are not following. This is more important. Here, in the general examination, one important question which is to be asked is, would you like, IO is putting question in one more thing. In the general examination, this is the exam talk between only IO and charged employee directly. If defense is there, defense has to sit proper quietly. He should not open his mouth. Hitherto, CE was sitting quiet. Defense was answering. Defense was playing a role. In the general examination of the charged employee, defense will keep quiet and charged employee will directly answer. Okay, of course, with mutual consent of IO, for that also, defense will tell answer. That is immaterial. I am telling the rule part. As per the rule, charged employee has to answer in general examination of the charged employee, not defense. In other cases, defense only will be answering and he will then, charged employee will will sit quietly. He will not open his mouth. Okay, that is the case. Here, one important question, whatever is asked is, would you like to be examined as a witness? If you want, you can take down this also. This is important question, all IOs. Would you like to be examined as a witness in your own case? In your own case, I wanted to examine you as a witness. So would you agree for this? Like that, a question to be put. If he says yes, then he will put so many questions according to the case. So one after the other to extract truth, he will be putting questions. Okay. So defense technique I will tell. Normally, if case is very clear, then we will go, come on, you write. If there is any fishy in that case, we will tell. No, I don't want to be examined as a witness in my own case. I don't want to be examined as a witness in my own case, and whatever I wanted to tell, I will explain in written brief. I will explain in written brief. That is the answer, safe answer, which has to be given by a CE. Followed. So we should not say, come on, you ask whatever question you want, I will tell answer like that. We should not tell. Somebody will tell. Say, what is there? You ask any number of questions, I will give answers. So then they will be trapped. That is the end of the Solomon Grande and so they, like that they will put, you should not do that. So what you do, you give a safe answer. No, I don't want to be examined as a no, I don't want to be examined as a witness in my own case, and whatever answers I wanted to give, I will give during the course of, in my defense brief. Like that, you have to submit and close the case. Then he will ask, do you want any documents to be produce defense document? Would you like to produce any defense documents even at this point of time? If you want to say, if you have defense documents, say yes. Otherwise, say no. Then, if you want to produce any, bring any defense witnesses, then you say, if you have, say yes. Otherwise, no. Then he will ask questions. At so and so time, while answering question number so and so answer is given. What are your comments? Like that, they will ask. See, here actually general examination means answers wherever are coming against you, then that answer, that only has to ask, who IO has to ask that question. While answering question number so and so, answer is so and so, which is against you, what you would like to say. For that you can give. That also what you can say, I will submit in my defense brief. Like for all questions, whatever is asking, you give. I will submit my reply in my defense brief. So like that, you will put some 3-4 questions like that you will put. And then at the end, how much time you would like to have for defense brief. Then you can tell, I want 10-15 days time to submit my defense brief. He will give 15 days of this thing, 10 days or 1 month or something like that he will give. Okay. Then within that time, you have to submit your defense brief. Here, wherever PO is available, wherever presenting officer is available, presenting officer has to prepare his brief, presenting officer's brief. He has to give a copy of the presenting officer's brief, 1 copy to IO, 1 copy to charged employee. Then after getting the presenting officer's brief, you will get another 15 days time. So he will say, presenting officer will give you the brief on, within so many days. After that, 15 days time is given to you to submit your defense brief. On getting the defense brief from the presenting officer, you go through the defense brief, you go through the IO proceeding, inquiry proceedings, then prepare your defense brief, and then you submit the defense brief. Okay. Then this inquiry proceedings will be closed. Okay. Already I have told, each day DOS has to be prepared. In each day, DOS, daily order sheet, has to be prepared. So and so day, listed witness number 1 was called, examined, cross-examined, and then if any other things, and he has asked so many documents like that, whatever comes, you have to sum up the day's proceedings and write DOS of on so and so date. Like that, each day's DOS, daily order sheet, should be there. Okay. Then this, with this, inquiry proceedings are complete. Okay. Further, on completion of the inquiry proceedings, then what is further duty? As per rule number 9/25, main rule number 25, sub rule 25, IO has to prepare his report. IO has to prepare IO report. Okay. There, that detailed paragraphs are there, what an IO report should contain. If you read rule number 25, you will understand what it should contain. It should contain the authority who has permitted you to conduct inquiry. You have to write inquiry report of so and so, like that. Then authority, senior DOM or DA, letter number so and so has authorized me to conduct inquiry and submit my report. Does this inquiry. Then brief history of the case. Then you write the charge, articles of the charge. Then charge imputation. Then the written brief is submitted. Brief of the written brief submitted. And then discussion of the evidence. Whatever has happened, that you have to discuss one after the other. Which point you are agreeing, which part you are not agreeing. That you have to write. While in this while question number so is here told like that, this cannot be accepted for so and so reason. You have to write. So then like that, after discussion, then you have to say reasons for findings. Then finally findings, final findings, whether charges proved or not proved. Like this, you have to prepare the IO report. This must be the content of the IO report. But one IO should bear in his mind, he should not use the personal knowledge whatever he has while preparing the IO report. Whatever available in the proceedings, that material only he has to take and prepare the IO report. He should not take that knowledge, this knowledge on so and so that I met him. that and all, and so thing that has happened. These things and all should not be brought. Only evidence adduced in the inquiry. Based on that only, you have to prepare the IO report and submit to DA and hand over a copy. Then how many copies? These proceedings must be prepared in minimum in 4 copies. IO daily proceedings should be prepared in 4 copies. 1 copy each day you have to give to charged employee under acknowledgement. Under acknowledgement, you have to give to charged employee. Then 1 copy for you, 1 copy for you, and then 2 copies to DA. 2 copies to DA you have to give. Therefore, 4 copies you have to prepare, and then 4 copies, 1 copy you have to give to DA on completion of each day, and then another 1 copy you keep for your file purpose, and then this 3 another 2 copies you give to DA. DA, what he will do with the 2 copies? So along with IO report, inquiry proceedings also 1 copy you will take out. He will attach everything and give to CE to seeking his representation within 15 days. For that purpose, he wants 2 copies. 1 copy will keep in file. 1 copy he will again give to charged employee. So then after getting the IO report, then he will give his representation. That is second part. So IO, what he has to do, he has to prepare it in 4 copies. 4 copy, 1 copy has to keep, 1 copy to this thing, and 2 copies to there. There ends the role of the IO. Okay. Once he submitted his defense, report, there ends the report. One more thing, for having conducted the inquiry, IO will be paid rupees 12,000 per case. Rupees 12,000 per case. IO, please bear in mind, IO will get 12,000 rupees per case. And then IO also can claim tea charges, tea and biscuit charges during the course of inquiry, 50 rupees per sitting. Per day, per sitting, he can claim 50 rupees. And then if he is using any typist, so typist charges also he will get. He has to prepare, he has to certify so-and-so has typed this thing, then he will also get, I think 600 or 700 rupees is there. He will get that amount, typist, for typing. You can have the assistance of typist also if anybody is there. So like this, inquiry proceedings will be there. Then for getting the amount, what you have to do, you have to prepare this thing. I was nominated as inquiry officer by letter number so-and-so. I have conducted inquiry, completed the inquiry, and submitted the report. Copy of the report also I am enclosing. Like this, enclose and submit to that DA for claiming. DA will approve it and send it for clearance for payment. So you will get this thing. And then if it is delayed, you will get less amount. If you complete it early, you will get a full amount. That is 12,000 rupees. Okay. This is regarding the conducting of inquiry. Then after getting the IO report, then charged employee, what he will do, within 15 days, he will give a representation stating that if his charges are proved, then he will say, IO has not taken that into consideration, this into consideration. He will go through the complete proceedings, say IO has used his own knowledge, which is not available in the proceedings. As per rule, IO has to write this thing, which one, report based on the evidence adduced in the inquiry. Whereas IO has used his own knowledge. IO has sometimes beyond as far as this thing, inquiry, unauthorized absence is concerned, they will say unauthorized absence. Previously also he was absent. And after this thing, issuing charge sheet also is absent. Like that, some IOs have commented. IO's duty is only to mention the charger from so-and-so date to so-and-so date he was absent. To establish that fact only, whether he was absent from so-and-so to so-and-so. Not prefix or suffix. That is not his duty. But some IOs, old also they will take, here, rear, front also, front to back, everything they will take, they will break this much big history. That is incorrect. That should not be done. Okay. Only whatever period mentioned in the charge memorandum, whether that period he was absent or not, that much only you are authorized to do. So here, what has happened in one of the, I have seen so many cases. He has taken previous that you take answer from the SMR who has come. Then he will say in previous occasion also he has remained absent so many days. Then after issuing charge sheet also he has remained from so many days. Like that and all he will add. That is incorrect. So even at the questioning itself, if defense helper or charge employees is wise enough, he will take. This is not available in the charge. This should not be taken on record. Like that, you can put in the beginning itself. You can nip it in the bud itself. If you know the things, you can do that. Okay. So as far as absent cases are concerned, IO has to concentrate. IO has to concentrate only on the charges leveled from so and so date to so and so date, whether he was absent or not. Not either prefix or suffix. He is not concerned about prefix or suffix. Okay, that's the thing. So then he say he has used that this thing and all. We can say and write this big comment, and then submit the reply to DA within 15 days. Then DA will go through that and he will give speaking orders. Though speaking orders are not part of our this thing concern, I will let you know, because if you know this what is speaking order, then you can better write appeal. Speaking order, how a speaking order should be. A speaking order should say, I have gone through the case file of so and so. The charge leveled is so and so. So IO has proved the charges based on so and so facts, based on documents and all. Therefore, I hold charged employee guilty of the charges. This sentence should come. Therefore, I hold the charged employee guilty of the charges leveled against him. And we can give some more reasons also. Remaining absent for duty will upset the system of working, and it will also make people, other employees work overtime, and will create stress on employees, which will lead to other unwanted repercussions. Therefore, I impose a penalty of so and so. Like this, he has to give a clear-cut speaking order. So then he will give, as per rule number 18 and 19, if you are not satisfied with this penalty, you can submit your appeal to ADRM. See, if CNDM is imposing, ADRM. If CNDSM is imposing, ADRM. Like that, he will give the who is the appellate authority. Then appellate authority, you should not use the foul language. You should not use the unparliamentary words and all. You should not use against the DA. And 2 copies of the appeal you have to submit. 2 copies of the appeal you have to submit. 1 copy to DA and 1 copy to AA. DA, what he will do? He will offer his paraphrase remarks to the appeal, whatever you have written, and submit it to appellate authority. Appellate authority, what he will do? He can reduce the punishment. He can confirm the punishment. He can enhance the punishment. He can quash the punishment. If he wants to enhance the punishment, what he has to do? He has to give a show cause notice and give 15 days time. 15 days time to give reply to the show cause notice. Okay. Then he can, after getting reply to the show cause notice, he will deal accordingly. Same is the case with the RA also. Same is the case with RA. RA also has the same power. Okay. This is the what are the major and minor penalties. So far, what we have discussed is what are major and minor penalties, and how to impose minor penalties, how to impose major penalties, and what is the procedure, laid down procedure to conduct DAR inquiry. And here and there, I have told this thing also. What is that functions of IO responsibilities, and what is DH, what is PO, IO, everything happened. This is what this thing. Okay. Then our Vinod Kumar has asked us some questions. Mr. Vinod Kumar.
Sir. Sir.
I think whether he is available or not, I don't know.
Sir. Idin, sir.
He's there. Vinod Kumar, what question you asked? Once if charge sheet is finalized, so as per your question, he cannot give any corrigendum because inquiry is conducted, penalty is imposed. So there closes. So for your reference, you can refer RBE number 99/2001. RBE number, Railway Board letter number, RBE number 99/2001, dated 28/5/201. 28/5/201, you can refer. That clearly shows that once the DA takes a decision on the file, once if DA takes the decision on the file, even the decision is not conveyed to the charged employee, there ends the matter. He cannot relook into the case. He will become funcus officio. He will become funcus officio. He cannot relook into the case. He has no this thing right to again go into the fact. There ends the matter. He cannot do anything. That's the answer. Now, AA also same. AA should have noticed the points. What is the wrong date or something like that. AA himself, he could have settled the matter. E2 has not settled. He has confirmed the penalty. Now, file has gone to RA. RA has two chances. RA, in your case, if you are able to convince him, if you are able to show him, he can set aside the complete penalty, whatever is imposed. But he has one this thing. He can refer back the case and to issue a fresh charge sheet. Whatever penalty, everything he can set aside. Inquiry proceedings he can set aside. He can set aside the penalty order, a complete process, and then he can set aside the charge memorandum also. And then he may permit DA to issue fresh charge sheet and take necessary action, whatever he can take. That is one thing. Or he can, because all these things are there, he can quash the punishment and set also. Close the case also. That all depends upon the RA. RA can do both. Okay. Then fixing the responsibility, as already I have explained, whenever file comes to IO, it is the duty of IO to go through that, to go through the charge sheet perfectly, and if everything is correctly only, then only he can go through. That is number one. And number two, before issuing the charge sheet, it is duty of each and every DA to exercise mind before giving the charge sheet. Each and every stage, while accepting the fact of an inquiry, he has to conduct. Then, while imposing the framing the charges, he has to use his mind. While studying the reply given by you, he has to use his mind. Everything he has to exercise his mind, and then only he has to take the decision. So,
Thank you.
It is assumed that he has exercised his mind and presence of mind and issued. So he has committed mistake. He cannot turn back. He can turn back. He cannot look into the matter. That is the thing.
Please.
Okay.
Sir,
Now,
RB
any other
number-
these things, if you want, you can there. Of course. Now, one more thing I'll tell you. There are 31 rules in the DR. There are 31 rules in the DR, and there are 26 rules in conduct rules. DAR and conduct rules are both are interlinked. Conduct rule says that you are supposed to behave like this. That means discipline. Then whenever you are not doing that, it attracts the attention of the DR. So once we will discuss about the conduct rules also. That is also a very fine subject. And then DR also we will discuss still more thoroughly regarding the penalties, regarding the suspension, regarding the terminologies what are coming in this thing, and what are the schedules, schedule 1, schedule 2, schedule 3, all these things one by one we can discuss. DR is a ocean, a vast subject, one after the other, one topic after the other topic we will discuss. Okay, any doubt, any questions?
Anybody has doubts, please ask now. We have some time. You can ask doubts.
Sir, selected IO to deal vigilance case only entailed. No, it is not correct. Vigilance, it is not the vigilance people. All these people, if you want railway board circular also I will put. All this thing, people whoever conducts inquiry, they are eligible for 12,000 rupees. Next time I'll put it in the group, that letter circular.
Sir,
Any query?
can you share the PPT or PDF for the same, sir?
Thank you. Most welcome. 1+. Most welcome. Then
So good evening. Sharma here.
Krishna Sharma, yes.
Yeah. Once if CE asks for a document from DA, is there any guidelines for DA to reject or issue the documents? On second
Any
question,
questions, you can put, no problem.
on second question, if he rejects, what next for the CE? Hello. Can you hear me, sir?
Sir, one
Hello.
question. Sir, one question is there by Mr. Krishna Sharma. Yes, sir. He asks, what if the disciplinary authority rejects the request for documents from the charged employee? And what other avenues the charged employee has got to get the required documents, sir?
Sir.
ಇದು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸ್ತದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೈಕು.
ನನಗೇನು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಹೌದಾ? Okay. The question is that whether the charged employee, if he's refused the documents by the DA.
Hello.
Yeah.
Steps the charged employee.
Good evening.
Is there any
Hello.
the charged employee to ask the documents in another time?
I think his system
Okay, that I will
audio
answer,
is.
That I will answer, sir. See, now the documents whatever you are requested, normally it is the rule that if the documents asked by you are relevant to the charges, it is the bounden duty of the DA to, IO to supply. If IO is not supplying, then you can say that IO is biased. So IO is biased because he is not giving you the reasonable opportunity. He is not producing. For your kind information, in 3 cases, vigilance cases, I asked for the documents, and I asked for so many witnesses to be called as defense witness, prosecution witnesses, not defense witnesses. Then he has refused. IO has refused, has given ruling. Since there is no rule that IO's ruling cannot be challenged. So I have simply given. So what is that? IO is biased for the following reasons. He has not allowed, he has not produced the, given the documents, he has not called this thing. Then definitely IO has closed the case. He has handed over case file to DA. Then DA has sent it to RA, Revisionary Authority, that present CTP, CPTM, Mr. Dinesh. So he has permitted all the records. So I got all the witnesses and I got all the records also. That is the avenue what you have to call it. So you have to call, but your relevancy must be there. You should be relevant. Irrelevant documents, they will not supply.
Okay, sir, thank you very much. Are you able to hear, sir? Prabhakar sir, are you able to hear?
Hello.
Any
other questions?
I think our host Prabhakar.
Sir, I think the audio is muted.
Yes. No.
His system audio is muted, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. So I think your audio is muted, sir. You are not able to hear any participant. However, sir, I think we can close the session today, and we can come back for a new session next week somewhere. Sir, can we come back for a new session next week?
Okay, so why not? We can come back. Here, one man has given in chart. Do we have any PPT or PDF for the same? Yes, we have PPT and also PDF. I will put it in the group.
Okay. When
sir,
group, I will share it to all the groups also. All the IM and ACM 8 groups I will be sharing.
Otherwise, I will give, sir. I will put it to you. You put it, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And I would like to take.
And then, sir, one more question. Is it necessary to say one more question? Is it necessary to conduct a fact-finding inquiry every time before issuing SF5? Yes, it is actually to be fair enough. Fact-finding inquiry is enough. Is necessary. Otherwise, facts must be. You should have the clear-cut picture of the misconduct. so that it can be proved. Then fact-one inquiry need not be there. Otherwise, fact-one inquiry, say for example, absent case. In the regarding absent case, you have sufficient material. That means muster is there, salary has not drawn, so that itself is a fact. In the unauthorized absent cases, fact-one inquiry is not necessary. Otherwise, say some complaint has come. To find out the complaint, whatever given is that correct or not. So you have to find out the fact, then only you have to give SF5. Otherwise, unnecessarily, all your efforts will go to dogs.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Swati, did you understand, Swati? Swati has asked.
Sir, one more thing, sir.
Then, yes, sir, selected IO to deal vigilance case only. No, this is not correct. That's what I answer. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
Okay, sir.
Sir, can we have the format for the inquiry?
Hear our questions, but
yeah, that's
him. Anybody is having any questions?
Sir, can we have the format for the inquiry?
Sir, enquiry format ಬೇಕಂತೆ sir ಇದೆಯಾ?
Enquiry format ಇದೆ sir, ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ.
Okay, it will be given by sir and I will be sharing it to you. Now this has been a very long session. Sir has already taken valuable time. Lotus thanks.
anta beda sir, thank you.
We never knew this much about disciplinary appeal rules, how to go about, what is inquiry. Everything was Greek and Latin to us. Today you very beautifully explained everything to us. We would definitely like to have you back for 2 or 3 more sessions to discuss in deep about conduct rules, what is suspension, what are the punishments that can be given, what is meant by different type of increment cuts and everything. So
yeah, regarding penalty, difference between minor and major penalties, how it is going to affect you in future, decisions and all.
Yes, sir. Please. Thank you very much. Thank you all of you for attending today's session. It was a really important and very interactive session. Thank you all. We will meet again very soon. Sir, thank you very much. Prabhakar sir, thank you very
most welcome, sir. Most welcome, sir.
Thank you, Prabhakar sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Balaji sir,
Thank
we
you,
will
sir.
like
Thank
him
you very
to
much.
be in the group, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Balaji sir.
Yes.
Sir, kindly add him in the group, sir.
Which group? No, I am having
All the groups.
ACM groups. I cannot add him in
all the groups.
No,
we need him in all the groups, sir.
Yes, okay. I will request sir to be in all the groups. And thank you very much, all of you, for participating in today's class. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good, sir. Good.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Right, sir. Good night, sir.
लेकिन ये सब बोल उसको